Good evening. Welcome, everyone. It is really hard to describe what it's like to be up here on the 20th year of Tipping Point. I want to start off just by saying something about community and how it gets built. From something really small to something bigger. From one person to 1,000 people. My name is Alec Perkins, and I have served on the board of Tipping Point since the early days. And I think, like most of you here, I heard about Tipping Point from a friend. It was 2006, and I was told that there was this young 20-something do-gooder who really wanted to come and pitch his new idea for a new nonprofit. And I had never heard this kid's name before, but I was told he was born right here in San Francisco, that he went to Cal and got a public policy degree, and he was really serious about making a difference. At the time, I was a public high school teacher in the Bayview Hunters Point neighborhood. And I really thought of myself as a sort of a young, idealistic type, and what I saw in my classroom really shook me. The profound lack of resources that my students had just didn't make sense. So I went to go hear about this new thing, and I heard about how Tipping Point was going to work in a new way to minimize the disparities that I was seeing in my classroom every day. And that one guy making the Tipping Point pitch, Daniel Lurie, he made a pretty bold claim in 2006. He said, with deeper research, with more data, we could identify the best nonprofits in the Bay Area. And he believed that we could raise $1 million in a single year to fund those organizations. $1 million. I thought he was crazy. I thought he was a little overly ambitious. But he definitely had resolve, and he was impressive about it. So the only thing I couldn't understand is why he always kept saying we all the time. I hadn't signed up for anything yet. I was just there to hear the pitch. But I got a call a few weeks later, and it was Katie Page. And Katie wanted to give the pitch to my whole family. And I had no idea who she was, never met her before, but she was also extremely passionate about the work. So I started to figure out who this we was. And then I got another call, which I'm sure Daniel put him up to, and it was Ronnie Lott. And getting a call from Ronnie is not one you ignore. He wanted me to be on the Tipping Point team, he said. And he said that Daniel told him that I had the heart and the passion for this work. And when Ronnie starts talking team, you don't say no. At that point, I was all in. I could never have imagined at that very first meeting that I would find such an incredible community of people and such a powerful vehicle for giving back. And what I learned also from Daniel way back then was something that I think everybody here probably knows already, and that is that when passionate folks reach out to you and ask you to do something like Tipping Point or revitalizing San Francisco or building a better Bay Area, just take the meeting. Pick up the phone. Listen to what they have to say. And raise your hand for something that is going to be impactful for your community and however you can impact it. Tipping Point has become an incredible community because of everyone like you here tonight. And $400 million later, I think everybody understands the impact that we all can have. From one person with an idea to so many here tonight. As a donor to Tipping Point, our dollars fund the amazing people and nonprofits that you're going to hear from tonight that I know my family could never find on their own. And this has been consistent for over 20 years. But over the course of those 20 years, Tipping Point has become more sophisticated, more policy-oriented, more collaborative with government, more strategic. That is what has kept me engaged with Tipping Point all these years. It's their relentless appetite for getting better. Over the next 20 minutes, you're going to hear from different people about how Tipping Point impacts their lives. It's a 360-degree view of the organizations that Tipping Point funds. Through each of their stories, you'll hear their resilience, their optimism, and their dedication. This is Tipping Point.